Hi, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. You know what? Today I want to discuss a bit more. I don't know. I've got to face more into the light. Go to the light, Mike. I want to talk today about high blood sugars and how they affect your daily life, or even, that matter of fact, low blood sugars. First of all, I know personally, besides the drinking and the urinating and all that, my diabetes is completely out to whack when I have high blood sugar. First of all, I'm just kind of like, I'll get through this, yes, and then I can go lie down. My blood sugars are really way out there. Sorry, I keep feeling like I'm going to sneeze. So, that's another reason for keeping your blood at an even keel. You just go out and you try to do life, and people say, "Oh God, you're very irritable today," or "Wake up, come on, let's get going." Now, part of my issue for years was that I had sleep apnea. Surprise, surprise. Well, the sleep apnea, that's probably the best light for me. The sleep apnea counted for, going to bed and waking up and still feeling like crap. And it's really not a fun thing to do. But also high blood sugar, it's kind of like, well, maybe when I get home I will have a chance to have a nap. Oh yes. And my naps, I'm still tired. You really have to get your blood sugar down to realize that, maybe the high blood sugars do affect me. Now, when I was at work and I had a high blood sugar, I wasn't able to concentrate. And personally, I found I was trying to find shortcuts. And you know what? The shortcuts never really work out. But, you're dragging. And I can remember when I was at work and I had to be up on the till with someone watching them do everything. And then, found out that, God, I can't stand here. And I ended up having to sit on a stool. Well, partially of that was that I had pains, but the other part of it was I was having a high blood sugar from being sick. And, it so easily can switch either way. If you feel really mad at someone, test your blood sugar. See if that's a factor. The worst part of the whole thing is having to say, "Hey guy, I'm sorry." But if you know the person long enough, it shouldn't be that bad. Now, for me, I would find I would get more irritable if I have a low blood sugar. And I found for a while, especially when I was working, my blood sugar would drop just before lunch. And then I would eat, it would raise my blood sugar, and sometimes in my mind I'm saying, okay, I'm low, I've got to eat. So I eat a little bit more than I should. Haven't we all done that? And, after lunch, my blood sugar peaks, and I'm kind of like, okay, let's get back to work. Oh my. And so many of us just going, okay, yes, I'm a diabetic. Yes, I took my insulin. But all these sorts of information need to be recorded. Now, my pump, which is the 670G for Medtronic, does tell me all this information, and I don't need to physically always go do a blood test. I can tell if my blood sugar has gone up or if it's coming down. And you know what? It does a lot better than doing 50,000 blood tests a day. Now, do I still think your own emotions don't play a part? Well, of course not. Your own emotions is part of everyday life. People need to be aware and not to dwell on it so much. Because, if you dwell on things, it starts to become very stressful. And we don't want that in your day-to-day life. Keeping your blood sugars constant is important. Now, if you go out for a restaurant, and let's say you're at a business lunch or whatever, and everyone has ordered some sort of dessert, and you just feel left out, count the carbs. By keeping your blood sugar, don't say, oh well, yeah, I'll get to it after, because if your blood sugar's low or already high, it's hard to get it back into motion. If your mindset says, I'm going to keep it fairly even, then chances are you're not going to blow up at people. When things happen, you're probably going to be able to deal with it a lot better. But you want to ensure, A, for your health, B, for your dealing with other people. Because you're going to end up getting a reputation, and that reputation isn't always going to be the best. Now, blood sugars, I've done many on emotions, but it's all driven by your blood sugars. And I have to say, you need to be aware. Because if you're not, you're going to have problems. Keeping yourself up and in good control is an issue. Now, if you get sick and you're unable to eat or you have a fever, don't go to work. Because the added stress of work on your body that's trying to fight some sort of infection is going to be terrible. So you want to take it easy. Not having to say you have to stay in bed all day, but don't put extra stress on your body. Life does that enough. So if you're finding you're not feeling well and you have the fever or whatever, stay home. If you find that you're vomiting, you should go to the hospital. Now, I'm telling you this, hopefully, when you're not high, because it could sink in there. So often when you're high or low blood sugar, our conscious thinking isn't there, and what ends up is, no, I'm fine, go to... You don't want to be that person. But a lot of times, you're unable to deal with things. And keeping your blood sugar on the straight and narrow helps quite a bit. I know personally, I've got mad at people and then look back and say, oh yeah, my blood sugar was high. Now, don't use it as a crutch. Use it for yourself. Say, well, not say, but things you can do to help. First of all, learn how to count carbs. Get out there, learn what an apple is, what a piece of bread is. That can help. Don't play around with your insulin. Now, when I say play around, I'm not saying, okay, well, last 3 days I've been high, I'm going to try 2 more units. That's not playing around. That's taking information, processing it. Playing around with it is saying, oh, well, I'm going to go out drinking. I'm going to have a whole bunch of sugar, so I'm just going to give myself 100 units. Boom! Easiest way probably to end up on the emergency hospital somewhere. So, emotions are tied to your blood sugars. Keeping your blood sugars online or as level as possible really helps, and it'll help with your relationships with people. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye now.